The Olympic men's basketball tournament on Tuesday finally made its way to Paris after touring through northern France for the early part of the games. 3 of the 4 games at Bercy Arena were fun contests that came down to the final quarter, or the final seconds. And the last featured a USA team that appears absolutely unstoppable. Team USA absolutely demolished Brazil to move into the semifinals after the Brazilians made the mistake of waking up an American squad that looked ready to put things in cruise control in the second quarter. The Brazilians pushed back in the second quarter to cut the US lead to 8 with about 4 minutes to go, leading coach Steve Kerr to call timeout and break Brazil's momentum. After that, the US closed the half on a 21-5 run and never looked back. There were concerns ahead of the Olympics that such a star-laden US team might have trouble gelling and performing as well as the national teams who are more used to playing together. None of that seemed to even be a thought on Tuesday night in Paris. The Americans tossed alley-oops to each other, found one another on cutting runs to the basket, cheered each other's highlight reel plays and seemed to be able to flip the switch in a moment when Brazil seemed to be a threat. Led by Devin Booker's 18 points, Anthony Edwards' 17 and Joel Embiid's answer to critics online and boo birds in the crowd, it was just more proof that it is impossible to game plan for this team of stars. Sure, LeBron James and Kevin Durant can have off nights by their standards, but there's always another NBA All-Star who's ready to fill in that gap. James spent much of the third and fourth quarters in the locker room after taking an elbow to the face. He went down to one knee quickly and was eventually guided to the bench by a trainer. He received treatment on the bench before heading to the back. When he re-emerged, there were some cheers and a chant that sort of sounded like the NBA all-time leading scorer's first name. He acknowledged the crowd with a wave and got a cheer in response. But it wasn't King James they wanted, it was King Lion. French swimming icon-turned-legend Lion Marchand was sat behind the Team USA bench and the crowd went nuts after realizing he was in attendance. And so, finally, someone was able to outshine Team USA on its way to a 122-87 victory. They'll play Serbia in the semifinals on Thursday.